Hey, baby. So let's see. That's better. Okay. I will really start this live at 8. What up, Cole? All right. Try to get that right. Let's see if I'm in good angle. It seems like a pretty good angle. Can you hear me good in there? You can shoot up a chat. Just put a question up. And I've got a pretty good Bible study set up here. It's going to be on Revelation 17 and how this correlates with where we are at in biblical timeline, in the Revelation timeline. So I will start sharing my screen as well with this. All right. So, well, first let's go to 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Okay. Board of peace. All right. So we should probably get a baseline of what this Board of Peace is and what it is purporting to do and what the goals of it are before we just make a determination, right? So, President Trump, this is from the White House. This is from their page, whitehouse.gov. President Trump ratifies Board of Peace and historic ceremony, opening path to hope and dignity for Gazans. Today, in a historic ceremony in Davos, Switzerland, President Donald J. Trump formally ratified the charter of the Board of Peace, establishing it as an official international organization. President Trump, who is serving as the board's chairman, was joined by founding members representing countries around the world who have committed to building a secure and prosperous future for Gaza that delivers lasting peace, stability, and opportunity for its people. And so President Trump's on it, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Chief Commissioner of the National Committee for the Administration of Gaza, Dr. Ali Sheikh, the High Representative for Gaza, Nikolay Mladenov, Special Envoy for Peace Missions, Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner. These are some of the members of the Board of Peace. So, let's go to the gallery on it. Okay, well, that's not what I thought that was going to be the gallery of the Board of Peace. The Board of Peace stands ready to mobilize global resources, enforce accountability, and guide the implementation of the next critical phases of demilitarization, governance reform, and large-scale rebuilding. Okay, so their goal is peace in the Middle East, right? Okay. That's their goal. Howdy, whoever else hopped on. You're more than welcome to answer who you think is Babylon the Great in the chat. And I will try to see it when I can. Now, we are in Revelation 17. I've got it up on the screen now. We'll go through Revelation 17. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me into the spirit of the wilderness, into the wilderness. And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay, this 10 horns right here. It's talking about the kings without kingdoms. Okay, the Board of Peace has 10 founding members. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Statue of Liberty is the woman. And upon her forehead was written a name, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Okay, so even John in Revelations was awed, one might say, because he had a great admiration for her. Doesn't say what his great admiration was about, but that she was stunning, obviously. Okay? And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? See how much he marveled at her? That the angel that was showing him these things had to bring it up to him. Oh, my bad. Sorry, guys. Oh, really? Sorry. Apologize about that. Wherefore didst thou marvel? Okay, that is how deceptive the great whore of Babylon is. That's how intoxicating, how deadly she is. That even someone like John, who at this time had already been the subject of 2 or 3 executions, they boiled him alive. He didn't die. They stoned him. He got back up and walked away after they got done stoning him. I don't remember if there was another one or not, but I remember those 2 for sure. That's why he was on this island. That's why he was forced to live on this island. It's because they'd already tried to kill him multiple times, and he kept coming back to life. And they're like, oh, well, we can't let him keep preaching. People are going to believe him after they've just seen us try to kill him, and he's still talking to you. So, and this guy was stunned by her, was wondered with great admiration. That to me sounds lustful. Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay, we come back to that again. That's twice now that it has stated 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay, I was just going to check the chat, make sure there wasn't any questions or anything. That's twice now that said it. Said in verse 3 that, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And then again in verse 7, it says, I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay, so we've only gotten 7 verses in, and God's felt it necessary to bring this up twice. Verse 8: the beast that sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. Now, that word, let's look it up. A Christian theology, a state of eternal punishment and damnation into which a sinful and unpenitent person passes after death. So, this person, the beast, shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. Okay. Does this not sound like AI? Okay. Listen to what it's saying. The beast that was, and is not, and yet is. Okay, so this thing that has been around It was. But yet it wasn't. Because none of us... It's been around since the 70s. Right? AI has. The original AI computers have been around since the 60s or 70s. So it was. Yet it was not around for everybody. It wasn't around for most people. It wasn't around for hardly anyone. And yet it is. Just a thought. And it was not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. Because it says, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. They're the ones that will dwell on the earth and shall wonder, it says. Okay. Now verse 9. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains, on which the woman sitteth. Okay. So this woman is sitting on 7 mountains. In our country, we have the Appalachian Mountains, Smoky Mountains, the Blue Mountains. We have the mountain range up in Alaska. And we have the mountain range in Hawaii. And we're not done growing as a nation. The 7 heads are 7 mountains, on which the woman sitteth. There are 7 kings. 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. Okay. So there's 7 kings. 5 of them are fallen. 1 is right now, and 1 is not yet come. When he cometh, he must continue a short space. That right there, very interesting. Short space. Not a short time, which it says many times in the Bible. I mean, I don't know. Let me see. How many times is 32 Bible verses about short time. Okay? But this doesn't say short time. He must continue a short space. I'm not saying I know what that means. Not claiming to know everything. What I am stating, though, is I find that interesting that here in Revelation, it's talking about a short space. And it also talks about in Revelations 12, the casting down of the dragon from the heavens. Okay? And the beast that was, this is verse 11, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. Okay. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So for a while, these 10 kings will have power. These 10 kings have no kingdoms as yet. Let's go back to this. These guys. somebody is calling me. I don't know if that is messing up the stream or not. Okay, it does not appear to have messed up the stream. I apologize, guys. I got that sending you into a deep hole. As kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is the Lord of lords and the King of kings. And they that are with him are called, and chosen, and faithful. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples, and multitudes, and nations, and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God hath put into their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest in the great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth, now, I feel like we can delve down a little bit more into this. I think that when we are discussing end times things, we must ask of God, is this of the Spirit? Is it not? And I am not stating that I know anything. I'm just stating that this is how this appears to me. And I believe that okay. So far there's 35 members of the Board of Peace. It says 26 countries are named as founding members. Now, hold on. 26 are founding members, so executive members. It says 25 executive. Okay. I guess I'm wrong. Originally said there was only going to be 10. I guess I am wrong on that. Okay. But the guys that are on it, none of them have kingdoms. That's why this is so this is a list of the founding countries of it. You've got Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Argentina, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Albania, Bahrain, Belarus, Bulgaria, Cambodia, El Salvador, Egypt, Hungary, Indonesia, Jordan, Kazakhstan, Kosovo, Kuwait, Mongolia, Morocco, Paraguay, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, United Arab Emirates, Zimbabwe, and Vietnam. Now, I swear that said those twice. Yeah, I said top 5 twice. So maybe the Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and that is part of the top members. But the people on there are kings without kingdoms. Like Marco Rubio. Yep, here we go. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Look at this. Bam. Ha ha. I am not crazy. All right. Donald Trump, founding chairman. Tony Blair, senior advisor. Marco Rubio. Jared Kushner. Araya Lightstone. Josh Grubenbaum. H.E. Nikolai Madlinoff. Mark Rowan. A.J. Banga. Robert Gabriel. Robert Gabriel works for Palantir. Now that is a interesting. Do you guys remember Die Hard? Live Free or Die Hard? Do you remember what the bad guy's name was? Gabriel. I don't know what you guys know about Palantir. This is their website. AI-powered automation for every decision. Okay. They believe that they are going to some people think the founder of it is going to be is possibly to be the Antichrist, and Peter Thiel is his name. He just did a seminar about the Antichrist. And he is somebody that is potentially gonna at least be a member of that system. So that's kind of where I feel like I need to kind of leave it. You know, I don't know. I might be able to pull up. Inside Tech billionaire Peter Thiel's off-the-record lectures about the Antichrist. The political Svengali and investor has been giving lectures on an evil king or tyrant who appears in the end times. Peter Thiel's off-the-record Antichrist lectures reveals more about him than Armageddon. Peter Thiel, the billionaire political Svengali and tech investor, is worried about the Antichrist. It could be the U.S. It could be Greta Thunberg. Over the past month, Thiel has hosted a series of 4 lectures on the downtown waterfront of San Francisco, philosophizing about who the Antichrist could be and warning that Armageddon is coming. Thiel, who describes himself as a small O Orthodox Christian, believes the harbinger of the end of the world could already be in our midst, and that things such as international agencies, environmentalism, and guardrails on technology could quicken its rise. It is a remarkable discussion that reveals the preoccupations of one of the most influential people in Silicon Valley. Basic definition of the Antichrist, some people think of is it as a type of very bad person. Sometimes it's used more generally as a spiritual descriptor of the forces of evil, Thiel said, kicking off the first lecture. What I will focus on is the most common and most dramatic interpretation of Antichrist, an evil king or tyrant, or anti-Messiah who appears in the end times. So, he charged, I want to say it was like $100,000 to see him do that. But that's basically what I feel about for Revelation 17. Tomorrow night, I think we'll do Revelation 18. God bless y'all. I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching with me, and God bless.